Good night, everyone. And thank you, Eileen. I'm Allison Every, the Executive Director of the Labor Guild. And it is my pleasure to introduce Cindy Rodrigues. Not all pioneer women Not all pioneer women crossed the prairies in Conestoga wagons. Some, like Cynthia Rodrigues, are union business agents, crisscrossing every corner of New England, visiting dozens of small factories, collectively representing 1,200 garment workers, struggling in a declining industry prone to outsourcing. In tonight's program book, you can read about how Cindy Rodrigues started her work life as a garment worker in Fall River at the age of 16. How quickly and how well she began representing her members, primarily immigrant women. How she rose through the ranks to become one of the few women to reach a leadership position in labor, in her communities and in the political sphere. Hers is a remarkable career. Kathy Cassavant, who is here tonight, Wild's Executive Director and former Mass AFL-CIO Secretary-Treasurer, has known and worked with Cindy for almost 4 decades. She says, "Cindy was my mentor. She is the most honest and straightforward person with whom I have ever worked. She always does what's best for her members in the shop, on the picket line, at the State House, and working with local communities standing up for economic justice. She is a member of the Mass AFL-CIO Executive Board, yet in her role as president of the Central Labor Council, Cindy is the face and voice of labor whenever issues arise of concern to people who work, union or not." Kathy goes on to say, as Father Ed Boyle once said, "Justice is central to our spirituality." Cindy has worked towards justice her whole working life. The Labor Guild is proud to honor Cindy Rodrigues as the 2017 Cushing-Gavin Labor Award for Excellence in Labor Management Relations, exemplifying integrity, determination, enormous skill as a labor leader, a community activist, a supporter of labor education, and a coalition builder. With blazing honesty, grit, and great heart, she has passionately fought for all people who work, union or not, with one overarching goal: actually improving people's lives in practical, tangible ways. Cindy, could you stand up to receive your award? And Unite Here has a gift for you. 41 roses to represent the 41 locals of Unite Here.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the Labor Guild for such a great honor in receiving the Cushing-Gavin Labor Award. I was born into a union family. My great-uncle was Mariano Bishop, a textile union organizer. Mariano Bishop was a labor leader with the Textile Workers Union of America. He led a massive textile strike in 1934 in Fall River. The strike was the largest in U.S. history, involving over 400,000 textile workers in all areas of the country. My great-uncle, an industrial organizer who laid the foundation for the CIO through the Amalgamated Clothing and Textile Workers of America. On his way to a union meeting in New Jersey, after having a heart attack, he suddenly passed away at the age of 46. His funeral in Fall River was at that time the largest in city history. So you see, I am part of a family of people who have given their whole hearts to the labor movement. I am proud to have union organizing in my blood. At age 16, I started working in a union garment factory in Fall River. I was glad to enter a union shop. We worked hard to create solidarity, trust, and unity to win a contract and act together. I would like to thank my fellow garment workers who put their trust in me. They took risks, not only against the intimidation of the bosses, but sometimes in defiance of their own husbands. I learned a lot working in the union shop. I was raised by a hard-working, determined woman, my mother. Strong women played a role in my life, and they were my role models. I want to thank Ed Clark for his mentorship. As a union leader, with Ed's support, I went from being a rank-and-file union member to becoming a shop steward, a business agent with the Amalgamated Clothing and Textile Workers Union. Although there were many women who were leaders in the labor movement, not all labor officials allowed women to rise to official leadership positions. Ed hired me to set up classes in shops and then as a business agent. Ed taught me many skills as a negotiator, business agent, and to value community work. When Act 2 merged with the ILG and became Unite, and then Unite Here, I became one of the first women business agents in Unite Here, New England Regional Joint Board, and continued as a business agent for 22 years, serving workers across New England. I am grateful for the people who recognize that a woman can be as effective at the bargaining table as a man, rather than thinking our worth is based more on the ability to serve others around the kitchen table. I am glad that some things haven't changed, but we should never forget that we must the constant struggle to make sure our labor organizations truly reflect and diversity in our communities. I also want to thank Warren Petrocelli, Unite Here Executive Vice President, who always had faith in me. Warren encouraged me to play roles on the Unite Here New England Regional Joint Board, in our labor councils, and in the state federation, as well as with community organizations. Ed and Warren both had faith in me as a leader. The Labor Guild knows how faith and justice are tied together, that we must believe in each other, believe in the power of solidarity, and not be silent in any face of injustice. The Labor Guild knows that it is important that people of faith speak up for justice. The Bible isn't silent about plight of workers or the need for a living wage. The Bible includes that the New Testament in Matthew 10:10, Timothy 5:18, and Luke 10:7. Jesus says several times, the laborer deserves to be paid. In Luke 10:7, Jesus not only demands that workers receive a living wage, but he calls out to the rich who have lived on the earth in luxury and in pleasure without prevailing with employees of justice pay. Paul in the Romans 4:4 writes, wages are not reconciled as a gift, but as something due. I appreciate how the Labor Guild brings people of faith and the labor unions together, because we need both of them for a long haul through the difficult times. Being president of the Greater Southeastern Mass Labor Council has always been easy. Just like family, we don't always agree amongst us, but we have been a privilege to help us stay focused on what is the most important, our solidarity. It has been a reward, challenging to be president of the Labor Council, with some days spent on the picket lines and other days trying to keep politicians in line. As president of the Labor Council, I have always known that we are stronger with community support. At our council, I always kept our doors open to community groups. For years, we hosted Mass Senior Action Bristol County Chapter meeting and many other groups at our Union Hall in Dartmouth. We also maintained a strong collaboration with the UMass Dartmouth Labor Education Center. I also must thank the Painters Union for our beautiful current office in New Bedford. I have tried my best to assist not only workers, organizations in need of support during contract fights, strikes, and lockouts, but also have raised funds for charities to assist those generally in need. I have gotten satisfaction through orchestrating fundraising dinners for a Wish Come True Foundation with almost 1,000 people attending. I am proud of my union brothers and sisters from different affiliates and the Massachusetts AFL-CIO who have raised scholarship funds to give students from union families to help them attend college. The students who apply for the scholarship write essays about the importance of unions. These essays get students to reflect on the roles of unions in their parents' and family lives and improve wages and working conditions in society. We are fortunate to live in a region with one of the highest union densities in the country, but we cannot never take that for granted. With coming crises, including attacks on public sector workers, such as the Jan's case, it is time once again to remind our brothers and sisters what it took and take to make and keep our union strong. Every union, local, and workplace that has been organized has done so at the cost of stress and sometimes hardship. All of us have taken these risks and made this sacrifice for a better for our communities and for our future of our families. I want to thank my union and my biological family, because all of us have made many sacrifices that were necessary to make life more just for others. My family for years, with patience and understanding, let me do the work needed that often took me away from home and had me all over New England. I missed family time when I had to be on a picket line in the early mornings and had to attend meetings at night, or was out of town at functions over the weekend. My union and my blood family have both been so important to my life. Through our unions, we can better provide for our families in order to live with dignity and security and to improve our well-being. But it takes time and a toil on those of us who decide to lead. As we look to the future, we need to continually nurture new leaders and hope that someday many hands will make work light. I have been privileged to have the opportunity to play a positive role in so many working lives. These struggles have made me and us stronger together and have made many friends into families. Thank you again to the Labor Guild for recognizing me tonight. It means an awful lot to me. Thank you.